Putting profits over privacy can put vulnerable people at risk.
This is new at 6. Concern from privacy advocates over state DMVs selling your personal information. Agencies across the country do it, including Oregon and Washington.
A K2 investigation uncovered the Oregon DMV brings in millions of dollars a year selling your information. State and federal laws allow it. K2 is on your side, digging into how the state makes sure that data doesn't end up in the wrong hands. Millions of Oregonians driving on the road every day may not know their information is for sale. Turns out it is.
So the majority of DMV records are considered a public record and are available by making a request and paying a fee.
Robert Craig Daniels oversees the unit at the Oregon DMV that determines who gets access to your information. Oregon law outlines nearly 20 exceptions for a business or person to buy your information. Those include banks, educational or health researchers, toll operators, and even licensed private investigators. So when someone's a qualified entity and they make this request, what kind of information are they getting?
So if it's on the driver's side, for example, which is most of the records that we sell, it's going to be things like the body of a driving record, convictions, accidents, suspensions, restrictions, things like that. Some of the information might be something that you'd see on a driver's license, minus the photograph.
Records K2 investigates obtained in an open records request show since 2020, the state has received nearly 7 million requests. It brought in more than $60 million processing those, or about $10 million a year. A DMV spokesperson says the money is split between the DMV, ODOT, and the state agency that maintains the data.
No one should profit from our personal data, especially without our consent.
Lena Cohen works for the Electronic Frontier Foundation. The organization fights against online surveillance and censorship. Privacy advocates have concerns with who gets their hands on this information, especially a business that's a bulk buyer. The name is straightforward. Those buyers pay for information in bulk from the state and then can sell it to entities that qualify under state law.
The data broker industry is extremely opaque, and the lack of transparency makes it hard to know when our privacy rights are being violated.
Privacy advocates have lobbied state and federal lawmakers to tighten access to your information, especially as data and personal information becomes more valuable. Records show the Oregon DMV has contracts with 15 bulk buyers. K2 is on your side digging into what the DMV does to make sure those buyers are following the law. Daniels says his team audits them periodically. The buyers are required to share details of every sale, including who bought the information and what exception they qualify for under state law. If people hear, hey, my data is being sold, at first that might alarm them. How would you ease that concern for Oregonians?
Well, what we'd normally tell them is, we take privacy very seriously. I don't want to see my information getting into the wrong hands any more than anybody else does. So we have a series of measures where we're trying to ensure that only qualified entities are allowed to have access to DMV records, and they're who they say they are.
An important job in protecting your privacy. There are civil and criminal penalties for people who break this law. Daniels says his team regularly investigates complaints. Another note, you cannot opt out of having this information sold. However, you can file a complaint with the DMV if you think yours has been sold improperly. The state or data brokers cannot sell this information for marketing without your consent. Do you have a story for us? You can email us at k2investigates@k2.com or leave a voicemail at 503-231-4205.